Sundew is taking everybody to her village, which is hidden in the poison jungle. As the name indicates, the poison jungle is super deadly and dangerous. All the plants and animals will kill you. The trees grow so close together, dragons can't fly anywhere. Which is a bummer because flying is a cool dragon power. I'm still not sure why they can't just fly in the air 500 feet above the jungle and safely land at the village from above. But I guess that would cut out half the book.
Arglefump Book Review. Arglefump Book Review.
Part 1. Much like a political commentator, Sundew is always angry. She's fueled by rage. It gives her strength. That describes like half the dragons in this series. The problem is that it's a little tough for Sundew to be mad right now because baby Bumblebee is so adorable and obsessed with her. Bumblebee is the best. Swordtail is not very smart, so it's not long before he is swallowed by a Venus dragon trap. Blue tries to kill the plant with his fire. Starting a fire in a crowded forest is also not a very smart move. Sundew is forced to reveal her secret power, Leaf Speak. She can talk to plants in her mind and make them grow in seconds. The other good Leaf Speaker is Mandrake. He's pretty dumb and useless. So he's like Swordtail, but green. He's somewhat nice, or at least he's the only Leafwing who doesn't introduce himself by shouting murder threats. Ever since Sundew was born, she's been Mandrake's fiancée. That's because the tribe does selective breeding. In a few more generations, they should all have godlike levels of Leaf Speak powers, to the point where they can regrow the forest all over the continent. At the village, Sundew argues with her mother, Belladonna, the tribe leader. Belladonna burned down Bloodworm Hive using Blue's cocoon. She wants to imprison Blue and use his flame silk as a war weapon for the rest of his life. Blue and his friends are horrified by this prospect. As it turns out, there are two different Leafwing tribes. Queen Sequoia rules the peaceful group that wants to live without danger, while the other group has wanted constant war against Queen Wasp for 50 straight years. Guess which group Belladonna and Sundew are in? We're 70 pages into the book. It's about time for the big surprise that dominates all online discussion about the book. It's a lesbian dragon story. Sundew has a secret girlfriend named Willow, who makes her feel all soft and giggly inside. Sundew doesn't like that, because she's supposed to be a fierce warrior, not a sappy romance novel hero. They met each other when Sundew was 2. Their relationship is a secret because they live in different tribes. They like to hug and share heartbeats, which is not at all what you'd expect from Sundew. Willow brings Sundew to her village to meet Queen Sequoia and her book-loving great-granddaughter, Princess Hazel. Sequoia is furious to learn Belladonna restarted the tree wars. She tries to calm herself down by counting. Sundew doesn't quite understand this concept. You're purposely avoiding an angry tantrum? Willow understands. She got mad once when she was younger, and she still feels really bad about it. Willow lives in a death forest in the most sarcastic dragon series ever, and she's only been mad once in her life. This is easily the least believable thing in the book. Even Snow White is reading this book and saying, no way somebody's that nice. Queen Sequoia recognizes Wasp's evil mind control plant. It comes from the most dangerous part of the poison jungle. It's guarded by a dragon named Hawthorn. Our heroes have to go and fetch it in Part 2. Sequoia tells an ancient legend. When dragons first arrived on Pantala, they were attacked by ants and bees and all sorts of animals. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. The animals were mind-controlled by a plant called the Breath of Evil. Don't worry, this story is thousands of years old, so it's probably not a threat anymore. Clearly, this ancient plant is what Queen Wasp is using to mind control the Hivewings. I hope you liked wandering through the poison jungle earlier, because our heroes have to do it again for another few chapters. 2 of them are almost eaten by plants, but they manage to escape using Sundew's Leaf Speak. They finally find Hawthorn, who has mild mental health issues as a result of living alone for 50 years. He spent the time experimenting on the Breath of Evil plant. He tested it out on snakes and himself. The good news is that he has an antidote. The bad news is that the Leafwings are kind of evil. With Queen Sequoia's knowledge, Hawthorn tried to use the Breath of Evil to kill Queen Wasp at the start of the Tree Wars. This obviously backfired because she stole it and used it to conquer half the continent. Our heroes return to the village. They capture a mind-controlled Hivewing and test out the antidote on him. It works perfectly! This will surely bring an end to Queen Wasp's mind control. Part 3. The plan is to use Leafspeak to grow a huge amount of the antidote, then burn it. When the dragons smell it, they'll be cured. Obviously, the plan does not work because the story continues for another 500 pages after this. Before everything goes wrong, the book wraps up the forbidden romance subplot. Cricket, Nettle, and Mandrake all give their wholehearted approval of Sundew's relationship with Willow. They are more than happy to have Sundew leave her arranged marriage. They're also positive about it. You kind of have to wonder why their relationship was a secret in the first place. Sundew grows the antidote, only to discover it's a fake. There never was an antidote. This was all a trick to grow as much Breath of Evil as possible. Something called Other Mind has controlled the Breath of Evil all along. Now the Other Mind has control of Blue and Swordtail and Queen Sequoia, who never appears again in this series. Good to know. Our heroes escape by killing Hawthorn. They lead a big retreat with the Leafwings that aren't part of the battle, and the hundreds of Silkwings in the chrysalis. It's good to see their secret liberation group is more than just the 3 bozos we saw in the last book. Conveniently, when everybody needs to escape, Hazel discovers a secret map hidden in the Book of Clearsight. Now they can travel across the ocean and reach Pyria. In the epilogue, Queen Snowfall of the Icewings is furious to learn animus magic doesn't work anymore, so she can't use magic to solve all of her problems. The end. Post-book follow-up. I did not like this book as much as the previous 2. There's too much wandering through the poison jungle for my tastes, and having them spend the whole book in an isolated location meant the main story didn't move forward much because they couldn't interact with anybody from the last 2 books. I'm not sure I like how Other Mind replaces Queen Wasp as the big bad villain of the story. Wasp has been a pretty threatening, powerful enemy, and now she's playing second fiddle to a talking plant? Tsunami and Turtle are present for the whole book, but they are so irrelevant to the story, I don't know why they were included. Is it just they needed somebody to help guide them back to Pyria at the end of the book? As for Willow, she's an okay love interest for Sundew. The scenes of just her and Sundew together were good, as they have opposites attract personalities. But when Willow has to interact with other dragons, for example, Blue, then she comes across as too bland. Overall, I'd say it's the weakest of the Lost Continent books so far. The whole time, I was half wishing they'd leave the jungle and go back to the main story. Maybe if the jungle stuff had been half the book instead of the whole book, I would have liked it better. I give Wings of Fire number 13, The Poison Jungle, a 4 out of 10.